And we're happy to bring in Greg Schiano now, the new head coach at Rutgers. Greg, let's start with this. How do you explain what changed in the last 10 days or so?
Well, I think everybody wanted the same thing, and Rutgers is very, very fortunate and blessed to be in the Big Ten Conference, and everybody wants to be competitive and someday be champions in that league. But how we were going to get there was probably the question, and I think what happened is a lot of good people that had a similar goal finally just kind of came together and decided this is how we'll do it, and I'm ecstatic to be here. I'm really happy that it happened.
How different is this job now versus it was when you left it?
Quite a bit. When I left this job, there was great uncertainty on what league we were going to be playing in. And you really didn't know. We thought it would be the American Conference. We didn't know what that was exactly going to be. And now to come back and be a member of the Big Ten Conference, it's incredible. And having the opportunity to have coached in the league for 3 years, and I got an opportunity to see it, it's really, really exciting.
How are you different now versus 2011?
Well, I'm a lot different. I think we're all a product of our experiences, and I had some really good experiences, and I also had some tough ones. And I think when you go through tough experiences a little bit in life, you get a little humbled, you get probably a little more introspective on how you do things. And I also had a great opportunity to work with Urban Meyer, and we've always been great friends, but to learn some things that are going to really help our program, I think is exciting. And to work in the National Football League as a head coach certainly helped a lot, dealing from it on the other side. So I think all those things will be a big part of how we'll be just a little bit different, but the nuts and bolts and the core values of what we are, they never change. It's all about the players. It's about loving one another, sacrificing for one another, and being a great teammate and being a great coach for your players. And when players are the center, everything else works.
Well, you just brought up Urban, and earlier today in the press conference, you mentioned the thing that you think you learned most from him is that you thought you were an intense recruiter, but then you saw Urban recruit. Specifically, what is it you learned about recruiting from him?
He's the best communicator that I've ever been around with recruits. He's tireless in his pursuit of the people that he thinks are going to help his program succeed. And that I thought I did, but when I watched him and the way he handled it, it's always good, right? It's always good to get behind the curtain and see how someone who's been highly successful, how he does it. So that will be part of my routine and part of the way I do things.
So what's going to be the key to keeping New Jersey kids? We know it's a talent-rich state. How do you keep them in state?
Well, in the back part of our time here, we were successful at doing that. But it took a while, and certainly winning helps, right? But that's the chicken or the egg. You have to build something that a player in New Jersey says, you know what, I can get everything that I want, all my goals achieved at my state university. Because there's a lot of benefits, as we know, when you stay home and play. Your family, it's easy for them. Your fans, they have fans from high school, they travel right with you to your game. So there's a lot of positives, but they got to have a belief that they can have a great career at Rutgers, and we'll build that again. I mean, we built it, and we're going to have to rebuild it and make it even better.
How important will transfers be to you?
Well, it's certainly going to be part of the equation. I think the landscape has changed quite a bit, and whether people like it or don't, that's a whole different conversation. But there's a lot of good football players that become available after they have college experience. And one of the things of being in the National Football League, that's a big part, right? And you look at free agency, you look at the waiver wire. Well, it's not exactly that, but there's a lot of similarities. So I think you need to really be prepared, because when those things happen and guys get in the portal, a lot of times it's very, very quickly over before it starts. So you need to be ready and you need to be prepared. And that's something that as we build out our staff and build out our support staff, that'll be part of it.
Did I read this correctly? You have a dog whose name is Fumble?
Yes, I'm not proud of that. I fought it hard when we first got him. But, sometimes when you're in a house with 5 others and they win the majority vote, so they wanted Fumble, they got Fumble.
What were you going after? Like, keep the ball?
Goat. No, I wanted Goat, greatest of all time.
You wanted a dog named Goat. That would have been fantastic. Right. Hey, big picture now. it's the Big Ten East, and I don't need to tell you the guys that are in there. How do you describe the challenge of playing in that division?
Oh, it's as steep a mountain as there is in college football. Literally, the Big Ten East is the best in America. So what are you going to do? You know, it's a huge challenge. I know one thing: you hire great coaches that are great men, and they go out and they get great players that are great people, and you put them together, and they really care a lot about each other, and they sacrifice for one another. Great things are going to happen.
Greg, the countdown is on. Monmouth, September 5th. Congratulations. Thanks for giving us some of your time.
Thank you. Appreciate you.